25 CR 001248, State versus Lynn Wayne Moran. Could I have parties announced?
Louis Martinez on behalf of Mr. Moran.
All right. And are you Mr. Moran?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, you're.
All right. You entered a plea of guilty on July 21st, 2025. We were awaiting the PSI report. According to your plea bargain agreement, punishment is to be assessed at a cap of 30 years. There's a $5,000 fine, and there are no applications, and there's to be Chapter 62 compliance. Have both parties had a chance to review the PSI report, state?
Yes.
Defense?
Yes, Judge.
Any objections, state or defense?
Not to the PSI, Judge.
All right. And the court is in receipt of documentation tendered to the court by the defense attorney, and it appears to be letters from therapists and from other parties.
Right, Judge.
All right. Court has reviewed those. State, have you had a chance to review those? All right. State, any witnesses? Defense, any witnesses?
Yes, Judge. I've got two witnesses. The first would be Hugh Moran, Mr. Moran's brother.
All right. If you'll step to the side, sir, would you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can lower your hand if you'll state your name for the record.
Hugh Moore.
All right, defense, you may proceed.
Hugh, you're Lynn's brother, correct?
That's correct.
How old are you, Hugh?
I'm.
And how old is Lynn?
Yeah.
Now, do you understand what your brother's charged with?
Yes, I do.
And you understand that the plea bargain in this case calls for the judge to decide a punishment between 15 years and 30 years. And so, obviously, what you're asking the court to do is consider something closer to 15 years.
Yeah, that's correct.
What kind of did you have any indications that your brother had gotten involved in stuff
I had no idea at all.
before his arrest?
Yeah, I had no idea.
Are you telling the court that your brother didn't do this? Are you saying this is not?
I just didn't know anything about it.
But
Prior to the arrest, I had no idea.
in speaking with your brother, he's taking accountability for it, right?
Correct. Yes.
Has he tried to blame anybody else to you
No.
guys? Has he minimized it or somehow said, "Hey, look, you know what? This is your mistake"?
No, not at all.
Notice what's happening here. The defense is building a narrative of accountability. No denial, no excuses. That's a classic strategy in sentencing. Accept responsibility and hope the judge sees remorse as a reason to go lighter. But is that enough in a case like this?
He's taking full accountability for what he's done.
And so, I mean, this is not obviously this is a very troubling case, right?
Yes.
And you understand that there are real victims when it comes to this material.
As far as I know, I'm not real familiar with it, but
You know, what I'm saying is, I mean, these aren't computer-generated images. I mean, there are children that.
right. Yes,
So no one's minimizing it.
that's correct.
Prior to your brother's arrest here, what kind of a reputation do you have?
Was hardworking. We've worked in the medical field for 30-something years, and I was great friends, and been an uncle to my son and everything, and had good interactions with him and stuff like that.
How many grandchildren are in your family?
I only have one son, and he's 30.
And there were never any indications Lynn might be doing anything appropriate with the children family?
No,
Were there?
and we have a real small family, and it's down to just me, Lynn, son at that point.
No, no rumors or whispers in the extended family that anything improper had ever happened.
No clue, no idea, or anything like that at all. Never.
And so when he got charged with this was just a complete and total shock
It was a complete, total shock. Yeah, correct.
because this really is not consistent at all with the Lynn that you've known forever.
That's correct.
And so, in talking to your brother, you said your brother took responsibility, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And he made it known to you that he's been hiding this from his life from everybody
Oh,
else.
yes.
Now, you said your brother worked in the medical field. What kind of work was he doing?
He's a speech pathologist.
And he worked with adults and children.
That's correct.
And were you aware of any kind of complaints or any reports from Friday?
He had a clean record, worked there forever, no problems, no write-ups or anything.
And pre-sentence report in this case indicates that he doesn't have a criminal history. Is that consistent with what you know?
Yes. Never been in trouble at all.
Um, you, so your brother's 69 years old, and how is his health? Let me ask.
I know he has diabetes, a little bit of asthma, drug use.
So, I mean, health issues that are consistent with a man his age.
Right. Cool.
And what you're asking, understand that the court were to give something closer to a 30-year sentence. At your brother's age, he's likely not.
That's correct. Yeah.
And so, despite the troubling nature of the accusations of the activity, you're asking the court to give him something um, closer to the minimum, something that would allow him at least some life expectancy when he's out.
That's correct.
Now, we talked about the plea bargain with a cap of 15 years, essentially anything between, I'm sorry, cap of 30 years, anything between 15 and 30 years. Is there anything unfair about the range of punishment?
I'm not real familiar with this, but I would feel that, the fact that he's never been in trouble before, that it could possibly get him closer to 15. Yes.
What I'm saying is, given the nature of the activity, it's not unfair to see him going into some time, right?
Right.
I mean, you're not happy about that.
No.
You wish there were another way, right?
Sure.
But you understand that him being punished this way is fair and it's appropriate.
Yes.
All about
Any questions? All right. Thank you so much for coming in.
Uh-huh.
All right. Could you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Do.
All right. You can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Wayne Moore.
All right. You may proceed, counsel.
Lynn, in looking at the PSI, it looks like you never had any criminal history.
That's correct.
And so the first time you wind up in court is for something serious like this.
Yes, sir.
Looking at the PSI, it looks like you acknowledged guilt in this case.
I did.
And have you ever denied, since the time of the arrest, have you denied to me or anybody else that you were guilty?
No.
Lynn, if you're a man of your age with no criminal history, how did you get yourself involved in this? Sure.
I became addicted first to pornography, and it led to me going to more, as I taste what they call dopamine, something I've learned in my 12-step programs.
Okay.
Uh, I started doing more edgier and edgier stuff.
This is a critical turning point. The defendant admits this wasn't sudden. It escalated over time. That slippery slope argument is often used in court, especially in addiction-related defenses. But here's the tough question. Does understanding why it happened actually change the punishment?
I crossed the line, and I just, once I did that, I got put on a very perverse medium, but it was the medium I was addicted to.
Right. And so there was some testimony that you worked as a speech pathologist.
That's correct.
And did you work with both adults and children?
I did.
Did you ever do anything inappropriate with any of those children?
I did not.
Did you ever do anything inappropriate with any of those adults?
Oh, I took care of them. I did nothing inappropriate with either one.
Never any complaints or you were fired from one of those jobs for anything inappropriate? So even though you were dealing with these addiction issues, thankfully it didn't spill out into the physical world.
Correct.
Since the arrest, have you taken any measures to deal with your addiction?
I have. I've done a 12-step program. It's called SPAS, Sex Porn Addicts Anonymous.
So there are 12-step programs for those sorts of issues.
There are.
And are they, and I'm not going to ask for anyone's identity, obviously, but are they sparsely attended or are there actually significant amounts that are in them?
They sometimes have as many as over 70 people. They do a Zoom meeting.
Okay.
The one I go to is on the West Coast.
Okay.
And it has a very good attendance. And, it helps us to kind of deal with just like the AA 12-step model. They lead us through how to find relief, or to be able to
live without this.
live with to learn how to manage it and
Yeah.
not let it rule my life.
Okay. And so in doing so, in these 12-step programs, um, I mean, they refer to staying away from these things as sobriety, correct?
Yes,
Okay, just like we talk about with drug and alcohol issues, sobriety. Okay. And to this point, how many days have you been sober?
I have well over 400 days of sobriety since I joined. Uh, I had one relapse, and that was they violated their uh, no self love, no masturbation.
And then, so do you journal as part of that 12?
I do. It's a lot.
Over 400 days of sobriety, therapy, support groups. On paper, that's exactly what a judge wants to see. Effort, change, rehabilitation. But timing matters, and starting only after getting caught can sometimes weaken that impact. Do you think the judge will see this as genuine reform?
Log it to help keep me aware of how much sobriety I've obtained.
And to date, how many days have you been enrolled?
It's over 400, 403 as of yesterday.
Judge, I'm going to tender court not for the reading of it, but just to substantiate it's logged in
Yes.
his journal that has 403 entries. We're not asking the check of the state. We're not asking the court to read it, just to confirm he's done that. In addition to that, tell us 12-step program. Have you seen a counselor?
I have.
Okay. And did we get a letter from that counselor?
Yes, I believe she is in the packet that I gave you or that you gave.
And that's what we tendered over to the court for the court
I
suspension.
believe he was. Yes. So
In addition to that, were there letters from people who know you?
there were longtime friends and a gentleman who'd been working with me on the TOSA program.
Okay. And I would assume that you are appreciative that these people have stuck by your side.
I am. That's remarkable.
Um, and I mean, you understand the gravity of this offense.
Yes,
You understand why it's illegal.
I do.
You're not saying that this is not a big deal or if it's a crime or anything to that effect, are you?
Not at all.
Um, you, as part of the deal, as part of the conviction on this offense, you are going to have to be registered as a sex offender from when you ever do in prison.
So,
Um, and you intend to keep up with your treatment and sobriety even after your release.
yes, sir. I want to maintain sobriety. I don't want to ever go back into this at all.
And it does look like the measures you've taken have helped.
So yeah, help me keep sober and keep my focus and not stray into adversity.
In addition to that treatment, what kind of health issues do you have?
I have diabetes. I have mild hypertension and occasional asthma and arthritis.
Are you on any kind of medications right now?
I have several medications that I take both for diabetes and for my hypertension.
And all those are listed in the PSI, correct?
Yes,
Lynn, what are you asking the court to consider in this case?
um, I'm guilty, so I understand that there needs to be consequences for that, but I just have to be reasonable. Taking the fact that I've this is my first offense. I've lived a good life. I worked a good job, tried to take care of people who have disorders, help them to get better.
Let me stop you there. You've been on bond for quite a while.
I have since uh, February, March of last year, I think.
Okay. And we've had no bond violations or issues with that.
I'm sorry,
You've always shown up to court when you needed
I
to.
have shown done my due diligence.
And so you're asking the court to consider something closer to the 15-year range.
I think that would be fair. That would be in keeping with what I've done.
I mean, you understand that prison time is appropriate in this case.
Yes, sir. I understand.
You're
There's
not-
a consequence for bad actions, breaking the law.
I'll pass this.
Any questions?
Mr. Ray, when did you start seeing things?
Right after I was arrested, or they had searched my home, I realized I was in trouble and I needed to take care of my problems. So I saw a therapist first just for emotional disorder, and then I was referred to a sex therapist, certified CSAT, who was
And when you were looking at material, you said you started out with pornography and you started getting other things, and that other things included child pornography, right?
correct.
And when you were searching for this information on the internet, you had to learn all of the new terms and all of the ways to look this stuff up. It's not just widely right? I'm talking about terms, correct?
Well, you kind of have to know where to look, yeah, and search, yeah, search for
You use Bing and Chrome on most of those searches.
not Bing or Google or whatever the search engine was.
Among the things you search for, that included sex tourism child. Is that accurate?
I did look at that, I just to see what that was.
Other questions?
All right. Thank you. I'll hear brief argument. State.
Judge, the content of this defendant's electronic devices, this wasn't minimal, casual viewing, this wasn't a one-off. This was intentionally collecting material from not one child, not two children, hundreds of children. There were over 800 images identified, and a estimate of what was probably on that device was 1,200 images of pornography. In addition to those images of child pornography that were found, tagged, and identified, when the officer searched his home, they identified a book signed, had something to the effect of someone with similar interests, titled The Jacket Girl, and it describes grooming and sexual abuse. Judge, these are horrendous offenses. The punishment for this is unreasonable. I would ask the court to follow the agreement of the amount.
All right, defense.
Judge, I mean, there's no excusing this behavior. And as Mr. Warren himself has told you, prison time is appropriate. But we do, I'd ask the court to consider the fact that he is pushing 70 years old, he has a previous history, he has health issues, and whatever the court gives him, the vast majority of his life expectancy is going to be spent in prison. The reality of it, Judge, is that we have people in this county that are on probation who have admitted to touching children. We have people deferred in this county who have engaged in possession of child pornography. And while that wouldn't be appropriate in Mr. Warren's case, we'd ask the court to consider 15 years. 15 years is not 15 months. It's not a year. It's not probation. And it's an aggravated offense, so he's going to do the vast majority of the 15 years. Given the circumstances in this case, the fact that Mr. Warren very quickly after being discovered got into treatment, has stayed away from this, and has maintained his sobriety in this case, we're asking the court to consider giving him 15 years.
All right. Mr. Moran, I want you to know that I've listened to everything that your attorney has said. I reviewed the documentation, and I think it's great that you're on the path that you're on, and I hope that you stay on the path. But this was a lot of images and a lot of searching for images. The court, as previously stated, is finding you guilty. The court is going to sentence you to the 30 years in the prison, give you credit for any time served. There's a $5,000 fine, time and money to run concurrently. There'll be Chapter 62 registration. Did you review the trial court certification of defendant's rights to appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it?
So I say,
Did you review the trial court certification?
Whether or not you have a right to appeal.
oh, yeah.
All right.
Yes, yes.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you need an explanation of what that means, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand? All right. Good luck to you, okay?